Hey everybody, Randy here in Eastwood Garage. Today I've got Ryan with us, who's going to show off some new products as well as give us an update on his Ford project car. And as always, if you have any questions, post them, because right over here is Scotty C. Scotty, how's it going?
Going pretty well. Up here on YouTube, Facebook, so make sure you ask your questions so we can get you guys answered and know more about the products. So what are we talking about today?
All right, well today, before we get into the project, Ryan, we got a new product right here that we've been using. It's our paint and blast cabinet turntable. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So basically what we did here was to make painting and blasting a little easier. A few months back I was painting a very heavy intake manifold where trying to get it actually painted and actually blasted in the cabinet was very hard, getting it to maneuvering it around. Like, there's got to be an easier way. So we developed this turntable to hold these items, so when you go to blast them, you put them in the cabinet. You can easily turn the piece around, and then when you start painting, obviously you can get a nice uniform paint job around it as well.
And we have some footage from, we were using it, like you said, a very heavy, here's this intake that must go, what,
it's 50,
40 or
60
50
pounds, I'd say. It's heavy.
And it made it really easy. You could just twist it a little bit. And then what we found it's really great for is wheels.
Yeah.
Because wheels being round, you have it on here, and you can just keep, as you can see, just keep twisting it and keep blasting it. And then you said about using it for painting. So, we're using it to paint, and again, you don't have to touch the wheel.
Right, exactly.
So if you put something on here that maybe you'd have trouble getting around or you'd have to touch, the best part is you just put your hand underneath this and you keep turning and like us in a booth, you can't get behind it.
No.
So you'd have to touch it. So that made it really easy just to keep painting it. And what we can see here was the finished product was just, we just did an old steel wheel and we did it in the silver wheel paint, rally paint, which is probably one of the most popular colors ever. So, and it worked great.
Yeah.
But beyond this, should we get into the, or should we talk about blast cabinets a little bit? This will fit in some blast cabinets. I'm getting ahead. I was so excited about your Ford truck. I was skipping the turntable.
So the turntable will fit in both the modular cabinet we just came out with probably 6 months or so ago. The medium sized one kind of back here in the back.
And then the
also
big
will
one
fit in the large cabinet as well. So you can use it in both of those cabinets. Very easily spinning around. A little tech tip is just on the two halves that meet together. Real light coating of some WD-40. Just enough to get a real nice spin out of it.
Yeah.
So save yourself some fingerprints. I know a lot of you guys out there have been like me and tried to move something before it was dry, found out you had fingerprints or got fingerprints in it while you were trying to move it or paint it and just kind of ruined it. So real useful tool, available now.
And in that footage, we're actually using the foot pedal. We came out with a new foot pedal, which makes it even easier too. So you don't have to sit there and pull the trigger the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that gun really works in that blast cabinet. It was easy stripping the wheel as well as that 60-pound intake.
Yeah.
So all right, well, let's get on to let's get on the project and some new Eastwood products.
Yeah, new projects, new products, all sorts of stuff got going on right now. A lot of you guys may have seen the 79 F-150 before. I got this thing about a year and a half ago or so. Been doing some things on it. We've done some videos before, some X-mat in the interior. We've done the rear brake,
tri-flow
radiator, a couple different things. One of the biggest things that's needed for a long time is some drivetrain help, because as big as these tires are here, obviously the rolling mass is a little heavier, the engine's tired. Never did a compression test on it. I'm sure it's low. Oil pressure is low. Get it up in the higher RPMs, it makes noise.
So it's got a lot going for it.
It's ready. It's ready to be changed out. So what we're doing here is we're going to do an entire drivetrain engine bay overhaul. Even teamed up with a new company, ATK, down in Texas. They're going to actually be offering engines to them soon. So basically ATK they're one of the largest rebuilders in the United States. Have one of the biggest or the best actual warranties. So we've teamed up with them, and we're going to offer a very large amount of engines, hopefully, to get all of any project you ever want to do. You'd be able to get it done, get yourself a replacement engine, get yourself a high performance engine, whatever you really need to get back on the road. Because honestly, like this truck, you're going to want to clean up the engine bay while you have it apart, but while you're also having it apart, actually redoing an engine these days, taking it to the machine shop, and the money adds up very, very, very quickly. So
and it's easy to buy, just a crate engine and
So we're going to put a long block. We're going to put a long block in this one from ATK. Obviously, we're going to then use a lot of our coatings and things like that on it. The transmission is going to be rebuilt. We're going to get a rebuild kit and actually then paint that. The casing on that. The transfer case leaks like a sieve, so that's going to be resealed and painted as well. We're going to use a lot of different Eastwood products on this thing, and as you see here,
But we've got the gantry crane.
Yeah, the big gantry crane's hanging over top here, which will make this a lot easier. I mean, yeah, obviously, yes, you can use a shop crane to do a lot of this kind of work. Plan on this thing really is to go ahead and pull the engine and transmission all in one piece. I am going to take the transfer case off the back because I don't think I can sneak it through the front. But yeah, the 1-ton gantry crane here, we're going to hook everything up. This thing goes from about 8 foot to about 12 foot high. Has about an 8-foot span in between for you going to pull the vehicle through. You can use it for anything from drivetrain removal to even if you guys are out there putting cars up on rotisseries and you don't have a lift at home, but you need a way to be able to actually put the car up in the rotisserie. You can hook this thing up and put it on the rotisserie. Even different things, you have a delivery that needs to be made and put on the back of a truck. It can be used for hauling of things, to lift the weight and put it on the back of a truck for shipping.
Yeah, and it rolls, stores easily.
Yeah, it's got
5-inch casters.
Yep, 5-inch locking casters on it, all steel construction. Even if you need to, you can break it down, just unbolt the top I-beam and take the 2 halves and the top I-beam. It'll store easily once you take the top of it off. So it's going to be a real great tool for us to use here to get this engine out. And then, you guys out there doing the same kind of work, or like I said, putting bodies on rotisseries or just pulling bodies off of cars in general. I am going to actually use this kind of to lift the body. My body mounts on both sides actually are rusted out, so that'll be part of this project. We'll show you how to repair a body mount like this. And we're just kind of going to lift the cab just enough to get a welder in there and be able to weld a new piece of steel in.
And we should have some videos coming out in the next couple of weeks on the crane, maybe on the project. We may even come live a couple times, not scheduled, just so make sure you subscribe and follow us because we might just come live as we're yanking the engine out or as we're painting stuff, as we're storing. So
we can walk
all
over
the specialty paints. We've got a lot of specialty paints we're going to be using in this project.
Right, so this is the actual, it's the bulk of what we're going to be using here, but it's not every single one of them. But I'll start over here on the one side, the side here to show you. We're going to start with rust encapsulator. This frame isn't too bad. It doesn't have too much rust on it, but obviously what is there, I don't want to, start coming back through the coating once it's all done. Extreme Chassis Black is going to go over top of that then. We're going to get everything looking nice under there.
Maybe we could get a lower shot too while we're at it here. Maybe we could go wide for a second or something. There we go. So it's not all distorted. Looks like old Batman TV show. There we go.
So underhood black then is going to be on the inner fender wells, the firewall, the underhood of the underhood, all that kind of stuff to get everything cleaned up. There's a couple layers of paint on the underside of this hood, so it's all going to go away. We're going to use things at the SCT and different things to get rid of that.
And the underhood, that is a really popular.
Yeah, we do sell a lot of it. I mean, it's one of the things that a lot of guys can do at home is undercoat. I mean, is the under black. But I mean, I'm also using all rattle cans here to show you guys what you can do at home in your driveway while you're doing it. I mean, you won't have to have a compressor and a paint gun and all other things. We want to show you what you really can do if you are actually working on a drivetrain similar to this.
But speaking of rattle cans and paint guns and 2 components, the next thing is actually a 2-component rattle can, which is the 2K Aerospray. Right,
so we're going to be getting that new engine from ATK. We're going to be spraying it down with a high temp primer and then putting the the period specific 66 to 80 2K Ford Blue on it. I did get a new set of headers because the old set of headers that were on it were so pitted they're not even worth saving. So I got a new set of headers and we're going to coat it with our high temp coating. The alternator on it still works, but it's one thing I haven't replaced yet, so I might as well make it new. But we're going to coat the new alternator as well. Might use some metal blackening as well on the current pulleys on it to make it all look nice. Diamond Clear will go over probably the alternator and the transmission when we spray it down with the Aluma Black. And then just different detail paints, the cast gray, the bare steel detail gray, and then finally the brake gray because the master cylinder actually around the top of the cap leaks and it's all rusty and old, and I'd like this thing to be able to stop as well as go. So that'll definitely be good.
All right.
Well, lots of work coming.
Should we check? Do we have any questions on anything here?
Sure.
Scott?
They wanted to check what the size of the the turntable is for blasting, and that's 16 inches on the top and 3 inches tall. Right. So it gives you an idea of what you can fit it into for cabinet wise.
Yeah, it fits. I mean, it fit easily. It fits in both of our bigger, our larger cabinets. So which is where you would use it at. And like I said, it was great for using it for a wheel. You just keep spinning it as you go. Right. So, all right. Well, thanks a lot, Ryan, for the overview. Are we going to start we got some time now. We can start actually taking the engine out maybe.
Yeah.
So we might come live later. We might actually come live later today,
Yeah, got
or
you.
tomorrow. Yeah, make sure
One of the
because
two.
the plan is to get the engine out either today. Well, the plan was to loosen the bolts up today, and take it out tomorrow. So if you're following us, we're going to come live either later today or sometime tomorrow. You can see the gantry crane in action. You're going to see the engine transmission come out.
Yep.
And that's going to be. Then we can start painting stuff here soon.
Yeah, start cleaning this frame up, start cleaning all the parts that are sitting in the bed of the truck.
On the floor over on the other side of the
The,
garage.
the engine's ordered, so that'll be here soon, so we can start getting that painted up, and then get the everything that I have, like the intake and carburetor put back on that and things like that. Get that put back in. So over the next few weeks here, we're gonna be doing a lot of work with this thing, showing you guys, like I said, a lot at home, how to do a lot of this kind of detail painting and actual engine compartment and frame painting and stuff like that. How to do it all at home and get it done right.
And this Saturday, big car show here, Scrape Together, mini truck show. Dave, who helps us here in the video department. He's the one editing and directing this right now. I'm sure he is really happy about this show. They're expecting hundreds of mini trucks. Now they're expecting a lot of trucks here at Eastwood. We're going to do all kinds of demos. So if you live near Pottstown, there's people coming from all over the place. It's going to be a really big show here at Eastwood store in Pottstown. You'll actually be able to see this truck. It's going to be in here in the garage where they're going to be doing demos all morning long. We've got internal frame coating demo. We're going to have painting demo, powder coating demos, and in our research and development garage out back, you'll be able to test welders and plasma cutters all day long as well. So it's a big show this weekend. So if you're in the area, make sure you swing by Pottstown and check it out. And well, thanks a lot, Ryan.
Cool. Thank you.
Let's get to work on this thing.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Thanks.
See you guys.